So in today's video, I'm going to go over, in my opinion, I think, what are the most likely characters to not get in Smash's the Final DLC, and what characters have a high likelihood to get in Smash's DLC. And I have narrowed it down to what I call a left field pick, or a character people wouldn't expect, based on characters that have been already added to Smash Ultimate as DLC and as unlockable characters, um, and based on some interviews Sakurai himself has said, who's the creator and director of the game. And I've categorized these selections into sections here, including from game companies, which they could come from. So the first section to go over is possible picks here from Sony. And when I say Sony, I mean I've done research and I found as of today they would be known as specifically Sony representatives because the other companies they would be a part of today are directly mostly merged with Sony. And that first one is Crash Bandicoot. He's part of Naughty Dog Studios, but that one's surviving more or less today because of companies like Sony. It had a major popularity thrive and come back today because of the bundles and stuff that's released. So Crash Bandicoot is a possibility, along with the next one here I'm going to mention, which is Spyro, which actually was a big one on PlayStation. I have played some Spyro, I haven't played Crash. And if either one of them were to get in the game, I would be okay with it. As a Sony representative. And there's not really, to be fair, much evidence in the game to stop them from getting in. There's not too much Sony representation via spirits, um, trophies, classic mode representatives besides maybe Final Fantasy. But those are, I'll get to that later as to why that is for something else. As far as we're going over to Xbox now, Microsoft Game Studios or Xbox Game Studios. The only things I can see there would be, because we've already got Banjo-Kazooie from Rare, but we have 343 Industries, Master Chief, and the only other possibility besides that would be possibly Bethesda Studios, Doom Guy or Doom Slayer. But the only thing counted against Master Chief is we already have technically a Microsoft representative with Banjo-Kazooie and also Steve from Minecraft. And also Steve from Minecraft is technically an indie game developer representative as well. So there's a lot of things debunking with that alone. And with PlayStation and Xbox and stuff, people wanting to do like Dante and all this other stuff, I'll go into that a little more detail later as to why those aren't really getting in. Probably is because it turns out those Mii fighter outfits are actually deconfirms. Like, I would have preferred to have Shantae or something, but that's a deconfirm, but at least we get music tracks. All right, let's see. With Bethesda still, we could even maybe get represented from Skyrim, or there's some other games that could do that's still probably popular too. But I think Doom would be the better representative from their overall studio. If we're talking Bethesda, they have the it's a longer running franchise, and as far as Microsoft Xbox, if we do get another representative, it should be Master Chief because it was the launch title for the first Xbox. Halo was, and it actually did kind of get Game of the Year in my opinion because it's actually really fun. I enjoyed it, so I don't see a problem with it. And next, I'm going to talk about Sega. Um, the only possibilities I could find for Sega to actually be possible additions to add in uh, would be maybe for their biggest icon, Sonic. There's been a lot of promotion for Sonic things in general. Would be maybe Doctor Robotnik or Eggman, or maybe Metal Sonic. I think it'd be a better choice from the new Doctor Eggman. And maybe have Metal Sonic be part of the moveset, or an Echo Fighter for Sonic. That's the only thing I could possibly think of. And the only thing you have counted against Eggman is he's a spirit. And I think Metal Sonic's a spirit too. But that's it. Same thing for Shadow. I think Tails maybe, as well as Tails being part of the background and Knuckles too of the stage. Certain things like that. But there is a positive for helping Eggman, and that's he's a huge, historically iconic character for gaming, as far as Sonic goes as well. Being that he is Sonic's main uh, villain to fight against. Now going into, I put this category as Nintendo, like uh, those who have been with Nintendo on their consoles for a long time. I put a personal favorite, I would say, because it's the left field pick. I say, I put a couple here as examples, but these could include anyone or anything that people would be like, well, because they've done something similar. So I put Waluigi just because um, they've done something like Piranha Plant in the past as part of the DLC. Piranha Plant came out of nowhere, no one expected it. And they made it work, and the character's actually somewhat fun. And in competition, they're okay. You can learn to get around them, everything, and they can still do stuff. Um, I also have put Joe and Mac here from the Caveman Ninja series. Joe and Mac 2 Lost in Tropics is my favorite game of the series. Um, they'd probably play, I imagine, like in Ice Climbers that's more offensive and aggressive, and they wouldn't need to grab so much. They do probably have some grabs, but they wouldn't need to. They'd be a lot more cartoony and fun, I think. That'd be my opinion. Um, and they came from a company known as Data East. They started out in arcade. They've been part of Nintendo since they're trying to remember, I looked it up, 86 or something. I have to, or no, it's 91. I'd have to double check again, but yeah, they've been around a long time. That's what I'm saying. I think they could pull out something random like one of these two. It could still very well be a globally popular pick. And next, what I'm going to go into are other companies as well that have also maybe haven't had as much of their representation yet. That's Atari, Bandai Namco. Um, so another character that's been a part of gaming history for a long time, as well as movie industry history and all that. Believe it or not, and I made a joke video about it, but then I thought about it. I realized, wow, no one would expect that. Is Godzilla. Um, Godzilla is one of the most overpowered, ridiculous characters in fantasy culture in general. If Godzilla ever showed up, you'd pretty much be destroyed. There's nothing you could do to stop him. And I made a little 56, 57-second video on possible things, specials, and tons of stuff. It'd be kind of funny. Because he'd be a fun character. Of course, I would be fine if he doesn't get in, because his Reptar, which is his whole thing, is a parody for Rugrats of Godzilla. So I think it's kind of funny, just to consider that. But today, he's currently, any games of his are currently done by Bandai Namco, Atari, kind of stuff like that, or the surviving companies. And next, the companies I'm going to go over for a very specific reason, because this is a highly requested character, and it is possible. Atari, Tecmo Games, Team Ninja, and Bandai Namco. And that's specifically because of Ryu Hayabusa from the Ninja Gaiden series. Or Ninja Gaiden. I'm always bad at saying that one. And his series is a lot more hardcore, very difficult. Even if you try to play it on like an easy difficulty setting, it'd still be harder for some. Very fast pace. You can play. You need to play very stealthy sometimes. But yeah, he's one. There's a lot of people out there who want to. Um, there is something here that kind of. The only thing I could say that kind of hurts the chances of Ryu Hayabusa and Godzilla, just to cover that, is you probably have better picks. Something like Crash or Spyro, Chief and Doom Guy, and even Dr. Eggman, because people would recognize those and want those a little better, or be like, what? Why would you pick, um, on a global popularity scale? Although, to be fair, Godzilla's far more popular in certain other audiences. And then as far as Square Enix, this is the one I want to talk about. I know people are going to be disappointed by. There's Sora. Because Square Enix, from what I understand, is heavily involved with the development with Kingdom Hearts. But the problem is, there's several things that go against this. Fighters Pass 1, we got Square Enix representation. And we also have Cloud in the game for Square Enix already. And then we got Sephiroth and Square Enix representation Fighter Pass 2. And I believe, just pull it back here and I'll show you who I'm talking about in Fighter Pass 1 from Square Enix. Because I'm drawing a blank on the name. Doesn't matter, just pick any game mode. I just that's right, it was Hero. We got a Dragon Quest character instead. So, and this is probably because we had a huge outcry for some characters like those representing Golden Sun, Goku, and other things, and the best in between for that was Hero or someone like that from Dragon Quest. In Fighters Pass 2, we got Sephiroth, because Sephiroth's a very popular character. And then here's the other thing. Um, I want to talk about other games, um, companies as far as fighting games go. That was all covered and taken care of with Terry, Kazuya, Ryu, Ken. That's all been taken care of already as far as unlockable characters. Same thing with anyone wanting Simon Richter. Certain first party things with like Dark Samus being added to Ridley. So unfortunately, a lot of stuff is covered. And again, I think Piranha Plant kind of does debunk the another first party character being added with like Waluigi. Same thing with Min Min. It's something I did want to go over there. And Pyramithra was added in as well as when they added in Byleth or something, they added in when their second Xenoblade Chronicles character. So before I get into the next company and category of characters here, what a lot of people are going to be thrown off by this, but these are characters I've thought about and I've seen. People ask about why don't they add these in, but they are popular, so I'm going to go over that. These characters I'm going to talk about are Ubisoft or Ubisoft representatives. I usually call them Ubisoft, but it's Ubisoft, I've been told. So there's Rayman. There's the Prince of Persia. And then, of course, there's Splinter Cell, the main character of Splinter Cell. Which, from what I understand, any of those would be an interesting pick. Out of those three, I would prefer the Prince of Persia out of those three. I think, unfortunately, against all of those, and Ubisoft, what hurts all of that is this is what hurts all that, unfortunately. I should have a me costume to show it. There is one thing that hurts all that unless I deleted it. Yep. Excuse me. There was actually, like I said, there's because the me fighter thing being a confirmation of basically deconfirmations. I had this stuff too. Where is it? Where's the Assassin's Creed? Altair. Where's there we go. Yeah, it's because of this kind of thing. Yeah. Because they already added an Assassin's Creed as the outfit, I think what's going to end up happening, because this is the Ubisoft representation they were allowed to use. We can consider our dreams for or any dreams for Rayman, Prince of Persia, Splinter Cell, or Assassin's Creed kind of stuck with this costume here. And then the last one I want to talk about, last company is Capcom. Um, that's another thing I should probably go over is all the Mii Fighter things. You go to the eShop too and kind of confirm all that stuff. But basically, these are all the fighters that basically been deconfirmed. But that's even an assist trophy anyway, so. As that means, I guess Knuckles would not be. Well, King K. Rool, that's just. Um, he's been an unlockable character. They just did that in case you want a Mii version, I guess. Of course, I think King K. Rool Alpha was already in the game. And so were these, I think, too. Yeah, this was added. 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 All of these were added. Alright. With the Capcom, the only thing I could see them maybe adding would be adding Mr. Wily, or sorry, Dr. Wily and Bass as possible characters. But Bass I could only kind of being seeing added as an Echo Fighter, and Dr. Wily being changed from an assist trophy to an actual playable character. Lloyd, Irving, Dante, Dragonborn. So yeah, that's the Skyrim, so he was deconfirmed. Rathalos, Hunter for Dragon. That was Monster Hunter, I mean. Oh yeah, that's King Arthur, or Arthur from I can't remember that 2D game for some reason. I forget its name. Yep. Travis touchdown. Oh, that's a pre-order bonus. Which I think. Yep. I think that's just it. That's the default. You can unlock these. Yeah, you can unlock those, I think, right here. Yep. That's what I want to go over is I think basically our best chance for what the character is going to be is one of these picks here. Crash, Spyro, or Master Chief, Doom Guy, maybe even Dr. Eggman. Um, or if it's not one of those, we're gonna get some crazy left field pick, like something out of nowhere, like a super old school character like uh, Joe and Mac, uh, Godzilla, or Ryu Hayabusa. That is a part of some representation in the game that has been picked over much. That's what I think it's going to be. Um, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and um, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want more. Thank you. Bye.